Mom can't look at kids the same way due to strangers' message. They say you shouldn't talk to strangers, but is that necessarily true? One woman's ordinary shopping trip to Whole Foods was actually derailed by an encounter with an unfamiliar elderly man. When their conversation wrapped up, she was left shaken, in tears, and ready to take dramatic action.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
One day, Leanne Willen went to her local Whole Foods. She had visited the store countless times, so she had no reason to believe this trip would be any different than the others. She was very wrong. Willen was a mother of 4, so her cart quickly filled up with all the necessities a growing family requires. As she walked up and down the aisles, she was glad that she hadn't gone to the store alone. 2 of her children had come with her as well. This made Willen all the more uncomfortable when, as she and her kiddos slowly made their way through the aisles, she noticed an unfamiliar face watching them before heading in their direction. An older man made his way down the aisle, walking towards the family. Based on the look on his face, Leanne could tell he had something to say. Not really in the socializing mood, she braced herself for a potentially awkward encounter. Upon first blush, the man seemed friendly enough. He had seen the children while shopping, he explained, and couldn't resist approaching them. Willen remained on guard. What could be so important that he needed to share it? After a few more pleasantries, the man revealed his true intentions. He simply wanted to let Leanne know how adorable her children were. She was taken aback by his honesty. Then, the interaction continued. The man asked the kids a few questions before walking away, leaving Leanne alone with her thoughts. The interaction was strange, she decided, but well-intentioned. She tried to put it out of her mind, which was tough when she saw the old man coming back. Before long, however, she would be interrupted again. While Willen was browsing the shelves, the same man saw the family, and like a sprinter, albeit much slower, made a beeline back to them. He had something else to say. By this point, Willen was starting to feel uncomfortable. She was no dummy. She knew plenty of instances of people acting aggressively in public places after feeling that they had been disrespected. "I want to tell you something," the man began. Gearing up, Willen could tell, to launch into a more personal tale. Willing to give him a chance, she stood by her shopping cart, skeptically listening to his story. Wistfully, he noted that he too was a parent, adding that his children moved away years prior. Many years before, though, his son, who was a toddler at the time, came to him with a request. The boy wanted to build a birdhouse, but needed his dad's help. The man was busy with work, however, so he explained that the project would have to wait. His son had a strange reaction. The child didn't pout or burst into tears. Instead, he simply accepted his father's response and left the room. The man was stunned. Had the boy really taken the denial so well? After a few moments, he realized he'd made a huge mistake. Because not only had he just told his son that work was more important than their bond, but the boy accepted it. Realizing that was not the message he wanted to send, he immediately tried to make amends. He quickly found his son, and the pair went to the hardware store. They purchased plenty of supplies and built a birdhouse that evening. A touching story, Willen conceded, but she felt it strange the man had told her this in the middle of Whole Foods, until he continued. The man explained that the incident had happened roughly 40 years ago. He then looked Willen directly in the eye and said one short phrase. She promptly burst into tears. "But we still have that birdhouse," he stated. At that moment, everything made sense to Willen. She believed this man must have been sent by God to give her a message. Because his anecdote forced her to reconsider her relationship with her children. As a mother of 4, Willen always had a busy schedule and had to make some difficult choices. "Even though I'm with my kids for the majority of our days, I don't always devote myself fully to them," she wrote on Facebook. The stranger in the grocery store helped her reassess her relationships. This man may never know just how much he stopped me in my tracks, she continued. He helped me adjust my priorities and inspired me to slow down and be more intentional with my family. Leanne's parenting perspective had changed, but that wasn't her only takeaway from that fateful shopping trip. That grocery trip gave Leanne a fresh outlook. Apart from her parenting shift, the interaction with the stranger lingers in her mind whenever she walks down food aisles. She feels more connected to other shoppers. As she says, that stranger reaching for the cereal box might just be the person who changes your life. Please share this with your friends and family.